into the DNVR Rockies podcast brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Now, new customers, when you use promo code DNVR, all you got to do is make any $5 pregame NBA moneyline bet. And when that team wins for you, you're going to get yourself $150 in free bets with code DNVR on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. I am Patrick Lyons.
And I am Susie Hunter. Patrick, how are your holidays? How was your Christmas?
Christmas was good. Christmas was great. First one with both parents living in Colorado. It was wonderful. It was nice.
I like that.
It was very nice. Yeah, that was like the biggest gift of them all. It was really nice. And you are in North Carolina again?
I am. I'm back in Charlotte. Yes, it's Where in the World is Susie Hunter. That is the other name of this podcast because I am mobile right now. I'm in Charlotte right now with my sister, her husband, their new baby. Both of my parents are here, and my brother-in-law has a bunch of family down here. So we had a really fun Christmas Eve, a really fun Christmas Day. But of course, we also watched the Broncos game, but the Nickelodeon version.
That's pretty much it should be called the Mickey Mouse version at this point, the way the Broncos are playing. It's probably fitting that I don't think we're breaking the news, but we're the first, I guess, podcast to talk about it live on YouTube. Nathaniel Hackett, bye-bye. He's gone. The fourth or fifth Broncos coach, I want to say, during Bud Black's tenure. Like, Broncos have cycled through a lot, right?
You know what? Everyone likes to say what they want to say about the Rockies, but look how many coaches they fire. That's why we got to keep this show to a tight 45 today, because we know the DNVR Broncos crew is itching to get on air to break all this down. But yeah, that was a frustrating game to watch. It was chaotic. The game itself was so chaotic, but then also like the Nickelodeon added features were just like, I'm like, what am I watching right now?
Obviously it being Christmas, I was like, I'm not going to keep the normal eye on the game like I would. And then sure enough, my dad would get updates. He's like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, the Rams aren't even good, man. This is really something. Broncos did not give us any treats whatsoever.
Yeah. The Broncos got roasted by Patrick from SpongeBob. Like,
I saw that. Yeah.
It was not okay. It was not okay.
No. Yeah. I'm all for the Patrick cast. Like, if Patrick from SpongeBob
and all Patrick broadcasts.
Look, if they can have two Mannings, we can get two Patricks. I don't know. I mean, when it comes to sports media, am I one of the biggest Patricks? And we're going to leave it at Patrick, because there's a Pat out there who's doing some pretty good things for the NFL and wrestling, Pat McAfee. But, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. We'll see. Maybe I can get in some of these Nickelodeon broadcasts. For
Patrick,
next season.
I'm pretty sure like 30% of white dudes are named Patrick. So I think
that's a common mistake. It's 22%, Susie. I'm very insulted. You took the over on that. Very rude. Very rude. So you had the nephew there with you. First Christmas for him, but he's just a little baby. So like, it's like a step up, but you got a couple years until it really hits where you're like, I might be dropping $1,000 on this kid this year, because he's going to remember it now. But not yet.
Yeah, he's real little. He's like a month old. So like all he's really doing is like finding a person that he likes to hold him and then sleeping on them for a couple of hours. Like, that is the only activity he's doing right now. But like, it's so cute, like seeing like, all the other kids in the family like making such a fuss over him. Everyone's making such a fuss over him. He's so cute. So yeah, he doesn't really do anything yet though. He's just adorable.
He got like 5 or 6 neck pillows, I'm guessing, just for the support,
Actually, his neck is like freaky strong.
Okay.
Like, he is lifting up his head on his own and like shifting his head, and like he's picking up his head already. He's a month old. It's like really weird. I'm like, I didn't think they could do this yet.
It's funny because in sports, we obviously like to rank things, and there's, we got the 20 to 80 scale in baseball when talking about prospects and whatnot. But I think that the same is true for kids. Like, when they get measured at different points, like, hey, your child is in this percentile. Like, there are still rankings. They're scientific, and it's not, maybe shouldn't be joked about quite as much, but it is funny. So maybe your nephew, top 2% of necks in the US, maybe. I don't know.
He's definitely in top 2% of neck strength for sure. He did recently, he had his like 1 month doctor appointment. So literally just less than a week ago. And he is in the 90th percentile for height. And he is in the 93rd percentile for weight. He is so chunky.
Wow, 5'2", 155 pounds, 1 month in. This kid,
1 month in.
man, that's gotta feel good. I'm sure your sister and your brother-in-law are very happy that he did so well at the 1 month baby
Yeah.
combine. Yeah,
He's the 1 month baby
yeah,
combine. I think he could really compete with some babies for sure.
that's impressive.
Yeah.
Who was competing for the best gift on Christmas in your family?
Ooh.
Either what was like your best gift or the best gifts you gave out or someone received? Three
I
different
got
categories, but
I got so much great stuff because also like just a few days before Christmas, I got all my birthday gifts too. So like I get all of my gifts like within a 4 day span of the year. I got some really great stuff. I got wireless Bose headphones that I'm excited to charge up and use. I got some really cute PJs. I'm actually, this is one of my Christmas gifts. I'm wearing this sweater right now because it's like freezing here in Charlotte. So yeah, like I got some great stuff. I gave some great stuff. Like I feel like my family is like really good gift givers.
the whole family, really.
Whole family, yeah, whole
Okay.
family.
That's good. That's good. Usually it's a rarity. There's the one person that stands out. That's my brother-in-law. He's comes up with all kinds of crazy things or like puzzles in a box that you got to figure out how to open the box and slide this and then inside is like another
Oh,
clue or a gift card or something. He always comes up with interesting things like that.
oh,
But
that's cool. Yeah, actually, I've been meaning to get one of those for my dad. So I should. He would love that. You've met my dad. He loves puzzles and stuff like that. I need to find those.
yeah. Yeah, they come up with a lot of good things. Yeah, we
I like
my
that.
wife did most of the shopping, so she gave out all the gifts. Gave out more gifts than the Rockies have given out to their fans so far. We'll get to baseball. We'll talk about that, and
We'll talk baseball.
there's a couple guys in the trade market. I think that would look good in purple. Whether or not the Rockies have put down a down payment and maybe they'll do a little layaway purchasing, perhaps, right? Because they had those conversations at the winter meetings. That's what Bill
Like,
Schmidt
oh,
said.
can I buy this on Afterpay? Can I split this up into 4 payments?
It certainly could. Like, all right, if you actually could give a gift of a player to the
Mhm.
Rockies, who would you give of the free agent class or someone that's maybe been traded or has been rumored to be traded? What's a
Ooh,
player or two that you'd be like, you know what, I want you to have it. Don't even worry about the prospect capital, maybe,
yeah.
or the contract. Who would you just love to just see at Coors
Oh
Field?
man, I mean, I would have loved Cody Bellinger just for the bits,
Hmm.
but he's not on the market anymore. God, who even is still on the market?
Well, even forget that because look,
Oh, just forget. This is like just ultimate wish list.
yeah. So for me, so you got Cody Bellinger. So we both
Mhm.
have center fielders on
Yeah,
gifts
because
we would love to give
we
the
we
Rockies.
could use that. Mhm.
I would have gone Brandon Nimmo. That maybe not as much fun, but still like, oh, thanks. It's like a good pairs of socks. Like, oh, these are wool ones that when you're hiking, it's great. And then you could wring them out, put them in the sun for 5 minutes, they dry out.
Mhm.
That's Brandon Nimmo rather than the Cody Bellinger socks, which are like, oh, they're purple and blue. It's for like peanut butter and jelly. One looks like jelly, one is like brown because it's for peanut butter. It's fun, but maybe not as functional. I would also give the Rockies Justin Verlander. That would have been interesting. Obviously, we know there's no reasonable explanation for them to do that or for him to come here,
Yeah.
unless Kate Upton's working with one of the ski resorts. I mean, she's an Aspen gal through and through. Let's face
Oh, you know it. You know it. Yeah, it's all about what's best for Kate Upton. I feel like New York is such a good place for her. This is a good relocation.
yeah, that should be good. I would have liked either of those guys. That'd have been fun. Again, realistically, not so much. But in actuality, Susie, the Rockies did get a few gifts that were given to them. They didn't buy it for themselves. They're not one of those people like me who on Black Friday, woof, I spent far too much on really good deals. I justified them. They were good deals. I bought it
Mhm.
for myself. But other teams gave some gifts to the Rockies. It seems like every NL West free agent went went to the East Coast, either in the American League or
So
National League.
weird.
Name a free agent, they are there. The only
Yeah.
one that didn't is the other big gift, Will Myers, Cincinnati Reds. He's out of the NL West. The Lord is good.
What poor Will Myers. I don't poor Will Myers. Cincinnati is a lovely city. It is a lot of fun, but
Don't you low key love Cincinnati, or is it Cleveland? Which one is
I
your
know
West?
Cleveland is the city that I'm obsessed with, but I like Cincinnati. I like Cincinnati.
Okay, not
Yeah.
bad. Skyline chili, the whole shebang there.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird food, and it does not agree with my stomach, but I respect it. I
Yeah,
respect Skyline chili,
yeah. You
and I
may
hope
have.
Will Myers does too.
Yeah, I have a feel. I've never had Skyline chili, but I imagine if I did, I would have to go off book from the Tums bottle, and it says I would take two. I might have to go three. I might say, Tums, sorry, but this is not any normal meal. I need three of you in
No,
me.
no. You gotta have the first time you have it, like guaranteed to get a stomach ache just because just because it's like so rich and there's so much going on in there. So I even got like the smallest portion you could possibly get when I got it. And like still it was just like, oh, come on, like what is happening?
It's almost like reverse of Starbucks, where like, okay, I'll get the small. Our small here is medium. You're like, all right, whatever, fine. Like they just can't make it that small. It's funny you mentioned that being too rich. I used to eat like a lot of ice cream and just throw anything I could find in the cupboard into the ice cream on the
Hmm.
day before I did not want to go to school. So I would like force myself into a tummy ache. It was like the best tummy ache ever because I'm like, let's go. Literally gobs of like peanut butter, a little bit of jelly. Oh, here's some old sprinkles. These are like a couple years old. They keep. Toss those bad boys in. And then the next morning, it was very believable that I did not feel well. So there's a little hack out there for the youngsters.
Oh my god, Patrick, that is like if you
Crafty?
it's a
It's
good thing
crafty.
you're a good person because if you were an evil person, like you would be you would have too much power.
Look, it's crafty. I heard of there was one kid in my school. Apparently, he would eat orange peels, and I think that would like make him sick. So I never got sick. I just would look like crap in the morning. And all right, why don't you stay home? I'm like, dodge that quiz. I'll never have to take that again.
Oh
That's
man. And look,
not
me, I
cool.
was just acting at the nurse's office, like putting on the performance of a lifetime.
That was more in middle school. In high school, I needed some new tricks up my sleeve. You know what I mean? You gotta be a Garrett Hampson of your own life, whatever that means for you. You've got to be that. You got to be able to play all the positions, do all the things, much like we're doing down at the DNVR bar at the confluence of Colfax in York, where those two streets meet together. Man, it's the spot to be. You know, if you are a diehard, now your annual membership gets you a free shirt from DNVR Locker each and every year. Every year, you're going to get a free shirt from DNVR Locker. Brand new, old, whatever, you name it. You get it for free when you are a diehard. You get 15% off your tab at the bar, 20% off all new merchandise that you want to get at dnvrlocker.com, and the tailgates as well. Party buses, we've got that going on. Broncos tailgates, you name it. 20% off on that. It's absolutely fantastic and probably one of my favorite things. And I know it's a lot of other people's favorite things because they do reach out to me and let me know is the Diehards Only Discord where we're having
Yes.
all kinds of really great conversation. And I'm not officially, Susie, trying to get a group together for Wednesday, but I put some feelers out there from the wrestling crowd because AEW Dynamite's going to be at the First Bank Center, and we'll see some wrestling on Wednesday night.
You're gonna do a wrestling?
I might do a wrestling. We'll see. Could be entertaining. A New Year's Eve smash, I think is what it's called. It's going to be interesting. We'll see. But again, you can talk about all that and more in the Diehards Only Discord. It's
Yes.
definitely the place to be. But if you are at home, you can kind of be in any place you want to be on DraftKings Sportsbook. NBA season heating up. Nuggets Suns last night. Say what you will about that. But look, if you want to get on the action, I bet with DraftKings Sportsbook personally, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers, all you got to do is bet $5 on any pregame moneyline bet on any NBA game, even if that means going with the chalk, even if there's a major favorite like one coming up this Sunday in the NFL because of a team that just lost their coach. But if your team wins because of that favorite and you're strategic that way, you're going to get $150 in free bets. If you do, you can use those same game parlays where you're stacking different things from the same game, whether it's something on defense, offense, whatever it is, triple double. Have a lot of fun with that, and that really increases your shots at winning big. Again, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and sign up with promo code DNVR. Place a $5 pregame moneyline bet on the NBA, and when that team wins, you are going to get $150 in free bets if they do with code DNVR on DraftKings Sportsbook, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. My DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week was on point on that Monday Night Football game. Packers, Rams. The Rams were not very good, and they showed it on Monday night. Then the Broncos happened. Then they looked
Mhm.
great this Sunday. I shouldn't kick them when they're down, but just go with the Chiefs. So this could be this. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about picking the Chiefs over the Broncos? How would you feel
Listen,
about picking like the Dodgers over the Rockies in a situation? Is that passe? I mean, is that really bad to do something like that?
I know that it's not a popular choice, but it's probably the correct choice. And we're
Yeah.
here to be correct, not popular. So
Yes.
I'm gonna say, you know what? The Broncos have not given you anything to deserve you picking them to win over the Chiefs. So
Yeah, no, that
yeah.
makes sense. I mean, I try not to put all my eggs in one basket. I try to diversify, and I feel like this week for my DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week, taking the Chiefs, giving 13. You can even play with the money line a little bit if you want on that. Give more points and win even more money. But I'm just going to go with the spread that's given to me right away, giving 13 and a half, minus 110. Kansas
Hmm.
City is at home. Here's my thinking: spreading it out just a little bit so that okay, maybe it's not popular. Maybe it is right. Maybe it's a little bit of both because guess what? If the Chiefs win, boom, you're going to feel good financially. And if the Broncos end up playing that closely, you go, oh, okay, maybe Hackett was the issue there as the head coach, and
Mhm.
maybe this group has rallied together despite maybe being a little bit rudderless right now in the coaching spot and the QB spot.
Mhm.
So you can feel good either way, no matter what the result is. So
It's a win-win no matter what. Either you
yeah,
lose money or you win happiness or vice versa.
that's how
So
I see it. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I see it. Susie,
all
what
right.
gifts did the Rockies deserve this Christmas? Um,
Nothing.
the front office, maybe they deserve Cole or a
Oh,
Cole.
where did this picture of Dinger in this little Christmas getup come from?
Look, this could have been from TMZ Sports for all I know. But yeah, Dinger's got his purple outfit on. We tweeted this out. What do you think the Rockies should receive for Christmas? And not a lot more Cole responses. Cole was a very common one. New front
Cole
office,
Tucker?
new ownership. No, not that kind of Cole, but the Rockies did get Cole for Christmas. Well played. I like
Different kind
that.
of Cole, different kind of Cole. I'm curious to see what those responses were because I did not see what people had to say to this.
Yeah, they were like I said, a lot of stuff about Cole, a lot of business having to do with, maybe new ownership or maybe a new front office. These were a lot of the common responses. Some things I probably shouldn't be reading on air. I'm already giving this a decent amount of airtime, but uh, yeah, it's got a lot of views, a lot of likes, but also a lot of comments that were not popular. Pants for Dinger was a very popular one as well.
You
That
know what?
deserved more
That is
likes.
fair. That is fair. It's weird that Dinger is wearing this big sweater thing and just completely naked from the waist down.
Yeah. No, I'd be down with that. Very inappropriate. Someone
So
also,
inappropriate. The Dinger is supposed to be a family guy, and he's so inappropriate.
yeah. Someone wants them demoted to Double A.
Wow.
100 games. Alex wants 100 games from Chris Bryant. Reasonable.
That's
Reasonable.
actually that's a very fair request. That is a reasonable thing to put on the Christmas list.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be down with that. So those those are some of the enjoyable comments for players. I would want to give some of the players on the roster a coupon booklet. Remember when you were a kid and you'd make a little coupon booklet
Oh,
for
like
mom or something?
this is for one hug. This is for breakfast in bed. Like one of those.
Yeah, yeah. My mom tried to redeem one like last year. I'm like, I didn't put an expiration date on it, but come on.
That's on
So
you,
yeah,
Patrick. You
yeah,
should have put an expiration date. What was the thing that she asked for?
a hug. I was like, no, sorry.
Patrick,
No, I
hug
gave her
your
the hug.
mother. Hug your mother for God's sake.
I gave her a hug, but I took it out of her 2022 coupon booklet. So
Are
into the
you still doing coupon booklets? I feel like those are actually adorable.
that I
Maybe I
yeah,
will do that for
bring
my
it
family
back.
next year.
Yeah, we should kind of bring it back. That low key would be pretty dope. But But yeah, I think Rockies players deserve a coupon booklet for just a lifetime supply of pats on the back. Like they deserve that. Just a pat on the back. Which also does make me think that should be a new segment. Pat on the back,
Oh,
where
when someone does something well, like, all right, you get a pat on the back.
like you tried, or
And then the graphic. Okay, so we're gonna request the graphic, but it's gonna be someone with you on their back. Elf on the
so
shelf
like looking like a
style.
hunchback then almost, right? That's
I'm
it.
glad I'm standing for the show because I can really do a lot of physical comedy. Ugh, I'm a hunchback.
Yeah, we'll Photoshop that in, and we'll make a little Susie Moto. So you're an official hunchback, Susie Moto. Come on, that's good wordplay. Quasimodo?
That is good. That
Yeah.
is good.
For the prospects, Rockies, what do they deserve? I'm gonna say I would want to give them a DVD or VHS or audiobook or just a thumb drive containing the Rockies 2007 documentary, 21 Days, the Rockies Run to the Pennant. That's going to get them amped to say, we want to be a part of that next team that goes to the World Series.
I actually like that because it's important for visualization. It's good. I think we need to, these guys need to be inspired by that success. I like that.
I agree.
Required watching for
Rockies,
the prospects.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to get them amped up. All right. What about Rockies fans? What should they receive this holiday season other than maybe like some Dramamine or something?
I was going to say, a hug.
Also, yes.
A free tall boy at the stadium.
Are we giving away any free beers today? What have we got? We haven't. We need to add something else to the list.
No, you know what? I don't know. We can't force it. It has to happen organically.
Yeah. I think we can give them like an hourglass, but like it's like it instead of it lasting like 30 seconds or a minute, it lasts 2 years. And so the countdown, and you go, hey, is it 2025 yet? Are we going to be good now?
I like that actually.
2-year hourglass.
It's the soonest it can happen is 2025.
If you do the math, and it's got to be good math. If you do the math to figure out how big would an hourglass need to be with sand going through it, 1 grain at a time, whatever it is, how big would it need to be to calculate 2 years? If you do that math, not Susie, but I will buy you a beer at the DNVR bar.
Well, I think a lot goes into it too, because I'm like, okay, maybe like the hole between the passage between the two parts of the hourglass, like maybe changing the size of that would also change how long it would take for those to trickle through.
Yeah. You probably want it to be as small as possible to like slow it down to be able to maybe control it, because if the wider it is, the more sand's gonna be coming out and the larger you would need it. So got to have the small hole. Come on.
Thank you for tuning into our Hourglass podcast.
Look, science
brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Science. There should be an off-season science day. We are providing it again, teaching the children of the Denver metro area.
Really cute.
That was fun. I was thinking back at like my favorite memories of the year, and like that science day was pretty wild with all those kids. That was fun.
It was wild from start to finish because I was like walking in as all the buses were arriving because they get there early. Like we get to the park early. They also get there so early for that science day. So there were just like 500 kids in the way of me just trying to get to my job. And then like you could see like across like if you were watching from the press box, like some kids like escaped onto the concourse. And it's well, what's security going to do? They can't tackle a child. Like they just have to like let them run.
My favorite part was when 2 things. 1, when someone's tried to start the wave, and 2, when the kids started getting a Susie Hunter chant going. It's like, again, they recognize game. You know what I mean?
I am just a giant kid. I don't know who built this, but some of the kids built like a Dinger robot to throw out the first pitch, and the arm was like a little catapult, and like Dinger caught the first pitch from the robot Dinger. It was just like quite disturbing, but it was also pretty impressive that someone built that.
That was cool. I want Rockies fans to have something to be a little bit more excited about. Boston, they are in all kinds of disarray. I mean, I have so many notes that I want to talk about Boston that I'm just going to skip by, but I don't think we mentioned on the pod is that when Eric Hosmer was DFA'd, Luke Voigt tweeted out, "Payback is a bitch." Right? Wasn't it something? No, Karma's a bitch.
Yeah, hold on. Why did he tweet that? I don't know what.
It was right after Eric Hosmer. So the day that the whole Juan Soto deal went down, I only was getting bits and pieces. I was in San
Oh,
Diego at
got
the
it.
time.
He didn't want to be traded. Got
Yeah,
it.
so he like vetoed part of the deal. So then the Padres are like, "Oh crap, he doesn't want to go to Washington. We got to work something else out." Meanwhile, Luke Voigt's like, "Hey, sucks to be you, Haas. You know, I got a game to play over at first base." And then because he vetoed it, they had to work out a little deal with like Boston and include them. And so then Luke Voigt ended up going to Washington. And Voigt's like, "What the hell? No, you were supposed to just send Hosmer." So yeah, karma can be that.
Right, right. It's so funny because I think like the day before he got DFA, like we were talking about him and how
Yeah.
nice his little life in Boston must be because like, his wife used to live there, used to work in sports there, and then like the next day it was like, oh, he doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah, yeah. We've had a couple instances. It feels like we got 3 weeks going. Like we'll mention somebody on the pod attached to a team, and then something will happen. Syndergaard to the Dodgers, the Hosmer situation. There was another one in there too.
It's because the front offices are listening to us because they
Facts.
know this is the best Rockies coverage around.
Facts. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Bill Schmidt did say that. They planted a couple flags there with other teams during the winter meetings to talk about trades. That would be exciting. It might not make sense because again, it depends on what the deal looks like. But Boston being in disarray, Alex Verdugo's a really good left-handed bat. He does
Mhm.
only have 2 years left of club control, but still, you can re-sign a guy, you can extend him. It's
Mhm.
a nice piece, keep him for 1 year, then you could turn around and flip him. We might be talking about this in a couple weeks if any rumors about Randall Grichuk start popping up, where it's like, hey, you just got the guy, but he's got 1 more year until he's a free agent. If another team feels like they could utilize him a little bit more, well, that's fine. You still have plenty outfielders at this point. Chris Sale, he does have 10-5 rights, which means he's a veteran of 10 major league seasons, 5 from the same team. So he would more than likely veto a deal coming to Colorado. But if he didn't, and Boston certainly paid down a lot of his deal, you
Mhm.
probably bring a prospect in, with Chris Sale and really not have to pay him too much. That's probably more of a pipe dream, but that would be exciting. That would be exciting.
Chris Sale is an exciting person because he is when he's good, but like when he's not good, he's angry and he's like ripping TVs off of minor league clubhouse walls and like he's a firecracker. I think that would be an interesting addition.
When teams acquire cash considerations, I would have to assume a deal for Chris Sale would have to include cash considerations for Boston to pay for any lights that were broken in the Coors Field dugout. Since now that is a factor, that is now forever in play.
We
Someone gets
need,
upset, bust a
yeah.
light. Chris Sale will be busting lights at Coors Field.
And we're like, okay, you need to put a card down for incidentals. You know,
Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. Yeah,
yeah.
he would be a certain wild card. We know Bryan Reynolds is also out there on the trade market for the
All
Pittsburgh
right.
Pirates. Switch hitter, so again, can hit from that left side. Has 3 years left of club control. He will be very costly if the Pirates even think about making trading him. But they signed Vince Velasquez, so I think they're going all in this offseason, Susie. Look out for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Kidding.
Arr.
Yeah.
Watching out for them.
Yeah, they look. I'm watching out for some tickets here to some events
Mhm.
because a lot of comedians are doing they're not just performing in comedy clubs, but they're in theaters, and usually those are the top guys like a Jim Gaffigan or whatever.
Mhm.
Gary Gulman, that's the guy. In this economy, you got to check out his stuff. I think you'd really like him.
Oh,
Very
he's the one who stole the "in this economy" saying from me.
Yeah, he's got a whole bit on Trader Joe's. So if you're a big Trader Joe fan,
We call ourselves Trader Joe's hoes.
we do.
We do,
Okay,
and I'm one of them.
there you go. There you go. That works. Yeah, no, Trader Joe's is legit. I mean, again, if
Mhm.
you've got that kind of is Trader Joe's more expensive than Whole Foods?
No, no, no.
It's not. Some
Trader
items
Joe's is
are.
pretty inexpensive compared to Whole Foods.
I think there's some items, right? Like again, produce is fine, is going to be a little cheaper at Trader Joe's, but there are some weird items that
Well, you know what? I'm very anti food coloring, so like that's why I like shopping at like Trader Joe's or Whole Foods because like you don't have that stuff there. So yeah, I'm willing to pay any price just to make sure I'm not buying yellow 40.
it's it.
No, that's my soapbox for the day. I'm done. Goodbye.
No, but you spend on the things that are important to you in one aspect, and in another aspect, you save money, and that's with game time tickets.
Oh, right.
Well, it makes sense. No, I've got my concerts that I'm looking into that I'm trying to get. This wrestling show on Wednesday night, like I'm scouting it. Game Time definitely has the best prices around, which is good. But I might just go hang out in the parking lot, maybe do a little tailgate or something, and then an hour
Oh.
before the event starts, I might be able to get up to 60% off because that's true of a lot of different events on Game Time tickets. Get really good seats, 50-yard line, courtside, behind home plate, whatever it is. Game Time tickets is going to hook you up. If you love DNVR, you are going to love Game Time. Join over 15 million people who've downloaded the Game Time app and have scored the best seats to all your favorite events. Hit the link in our description in particular, and that's going to take care of you in a really good way, just like the folks at Breck Brew continue to take care of everybody in the Avs Nation. Look, they were giving away all the tickets throughout the Stanley Cup run, and now they're just giving you a classic American amber that blends pale chocolate and caramel malts in a well-rounded, flavorful beer. Avalanche Ale.
Ooh,
It's that time. Oh yeah, it's
poetry.
delicious. Yeah, holidays, caramel malts. Like that's kind of the one that you should go to on a
That's the
game
vibe.
day. Yeah,
That's the vibe. That's the
it's
vibe.
definitely a vibe. Check out a beer
I still
locator.
have to pick up some Breck Brew out here. I know that they have it. Lots of breweries out here have Breck Brew.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're not sure where exactly in your area, because Susie already knows, she's checked out. She doesn't know the exact locations. Instead of driving around to every stop, all you got to do is go to the Breck Beer locator at breckbeer.com. And then that will actually tell you wherever you're at. Boom. Here's where you're going to go for that. It's perfect.
North Carolina loves Breck Brew.
Yeah. Let's do a little retweet rewind
Ooh.
for this past week. It's all about Connor Joe. The most missed Rocky of 2022. We put the poll out. Witten Bernard 8%, Sam Hilliard 11%. I was surprised, but really happy that Carlos Estevez got 27%. A lot of people loving Esty.
I know. I do too. That one hurt my heart so bad seeing him go to the Angels.
Yeah, he's again low key because he's been around for so long. People really appreciate him, and then of course Connor Joe 54%. Those main three guys, like again, they got in and out. You know, they tugged at our heartstrings. Whereas again, Carlos Estevez was the steady guy. He's the best friend. He's the best friend in the rom-com. He's just not the fly-by-night guy that's coming in. People appreciate that, and I appreciate them for appreciating it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Honestly, like so many good dudes who have parted ways with the Rockies this offseason. Just like genuinely really good people. So wishing them the best. But yeah, I'm not surprised that Connor Joe got the top billing in this poll.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this definitely is one of those off seasons where, again, just a lot of the fan favorites are gone. I can't remember one like that, other than like the big name guys. Other than like 2018, it was like Otto, LeMahieu, Cargo, all gone. And you're like, well, yeah, obviously that's one of the hardest hitting off seasons that they've had. But as far as just fan favorites, this is definitely the worst.
Yeah, it's painful.
Connor,
so painful.
Yeah, Connor Joe left a message on Instagram last week saying, Colorado's a special place. Rockies fans, thank you for embracing me and my family. Your love and support paved the way for some of my most cherished moments. You made coming to the ballpark exciting every day, and the Joe chants will stay with me. You guys rock. I will miss you. The front office, coaches, and staff, thank you for the opportunity. I've enjoyed every moment of my time in purple. To my teammates, you guys are a class act. It's been a privilege to learn, grow, and play alongside you. Thank you for making this chapter so special. Excited for how my journey continues. Onward.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps just because like the Rockies were his comeback into baseball after his battle with cancer. So that's beautiful. I'm sure it was a really bittersweet moment for him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. It was all about Connor Joe last week. It was about you too, though. It was about you because birthday gifts came in from all corners of the world for your birthday party.
Thank you again for that, by the way, because I was so surprised. Like I think I was like totally blacked out for that entire show. I'm like, I do not remember any of the conversations. I was just like so surprised. But it was a really sweet thing you put together for me for my birthday last week.
Of course, it lives on forever too, so you can always go back and watch that.
I'm gonna have to
And
because
say,
I don't remember anything from it.
And like in 10, 15 years from now, you'll be looking back on your career and be like, gosh, doing the circuit, singing national anthems, it just feels like I've always done it. Then you'll go back and watch this birthday episode from last Tuesday, and you'll go, that was where it started. Josh Sushan, Patrick, Albuquerque. Oh my God. And there you go. That'll be it. It'll bring back all those wonderful
Oh,
memories.
I love it. Yeah, we're manifesting big things for 2023.
Oh
So,
yeah. 7% of folks want to give you 50,000 miles, frequent flyer miles, which can get you to a lot of places.
very on brand because I do be going to a lot of places.
13%, a pallet of liquid death. Very
I
nice.
do love liquid death. I would love that.
18% of folks wanted to give you some dinger memorabilia. But of course, number one, 62%. One of the biggest runaways of any poll we've ever had, Taylor Swift tickets. So there you go, Susie.
That is what I want the most, more than anything. And I see everyone tweeting about like, oh, this was the year I bought my Taylor Swift tickets because Swifties are actually clinically insane. Every single one of us has a therapist though, so it's fine. But yeah, I'm jealous of all the people who have tickets, and I can't wait to be one of them. I'm gonna have to spend a fortune though.
We got 7 months. Look, you could
Like,
do what Yankees fans do. They'll go to Yankee games, but they'll make a weekend out of an Orioles series. Drive down to Baltimore, stay in a hotel for 2-3 days,
mhm.
get seats right behind home plate, and it'll still be like half the cost of going to a Yankees game.
Yep.
So you might just have to like look at the schedule. Actually, that's what you need to do right now, or after this podcast. Look at
Mhm.
the Rockies 2023 schedule. See where Taylor's going to be. Bing,
Mhm.
bang, boom. That's it. Two birds,
Well,
one
I
stone.
know her tour will be in Arizona at the tail end of spring training.
Okay.
So I know that much. But that's also Paramore's opening. So I'm like, I feel like that will be even
That's a good
tougher to
one.
get tickets to because it's a great opener.
Yeah. I think that will like boost the prices, good 10,
Mhm.
15%. You're right. But still, maybe you can find a show in Little Rock. Is she playing Little Rock? Maybe the prices will be a little more affordable in Little Rock.
I
Something
don't know,
like
but
that.
you got to think of all the people who are from those like towns in the middle of nowhere in Arkansas who will like drive to like because that's their only chance to see Taylor
Yeah.
Swift.
Folks
So
folks from
they
St.
might
Louis.
be even worse.
Yeah. Folks from St. Louis are like, "Oh man, we gotta make the trek out to the Little Rock Sportatorium and go see Taylor Swift. Like,
Is that a
let's
real place?
do it." No. Uh Best shortstops among the 2014 prospects. We talked about it last week. A group that's made over $1 billion in free agency and
Yeah.
extensions. 13% said Corey Seager, Carlos Correa, 26%. Trevor Story, close. Second most amount of votes, 29%. Francisco Lindor, 32%.
I always wonder how Trevor Story's doing. Every time I hear any of the sad Red Sox news, I'm just like, it is not working out for him right now.
He might be their shortstop on opening day. It'll be really interesting to see. I think the Red Sox are going to do what the Rockies did last year and go, all right, who are some of the free agents that are out there we could sign to a 1-year deal? Sure, Elvis Andrews. I think Jose Iglesias could be a really good fit. He was with them at the tail end of 2021. And
Mhm.
then you go, all right, Iglesias, you play shortstop for a year until we figure out what's going on. And then Story, you stay over at second base if his shoulder issue really is still the issue that
Yeah.
a lot of people think that it is. Ezekiel Tovar, is he already the third best shortstop in the NL West?
I think he can be.
I mean, actually, now that I think of it, at the time that was tweeted out, Carlos Correa was still a San Francisco Giant. We'll talk about that on Tuesday.
Okay, I was gonna say because that was like waking up to that news the other day. I was like, what is happening right now?
And also, the Mets have a problem with his physical too. So
Of course
again,
they
we'll
do.
we'll talk about the two. Yeah, why wouldn't they? Of course, right?
Of course they do.
But other than Xander Bogaerts, I mean, you can make the case now. Ezekiel Tovar the second best. I mean, Brandon Crawford, we'll give him, maybe they're about the same. Let's say right now, we'll give him a slight edge. But other than that, Diamondbacks,
Mhm.
Nick Ahmed, he's on his way out.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers, Gavin Lux. I mean, he's got to prove it maybe a little bit more. Tovar needs to prove it too. But it's exciting to think that the Rockies could have the second best shortstop already.
They could, yeah. I mean, oh, this season's going to be so fun just to
Yeah.
see him blossom into the shortstop he can be.
Yeah. All right. X, fact, or fiction. Susie, do the this is a pop Suze. We're a little pop quiz. Have the
Great.
Rockies have the Rockies ever had a player whose birthday is on Christmas?
Ooh, this is where we need the Jeopardy music.
Or a
I'm
boot
gonna say
version?
no.
There have been two players. Willie Tavares, 2007 legend. Also, most people don't know this, and you probably shouldn't. I mean, there's a couple people out there listening to this going, Patrick, how dare you say most people don't know it? Because I know it. I'm going to hear from people, and that's fine. Let me know if you already knew this. Willie Tavares, I think there's some fans that do know that. But do you know Bruce Walton? No, because I didn't know who the hell Bruce Walton was. He played on the 94 Rockies, had an ERA over 8, went to school at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, played for the A's, Expos, and Rockies, which begs the question, Susie, how many players have ever played with the A's, Expos, and Rockies? Over under is 1.5.
I'm gonna say under.
It's over. Three
No,
players.
what? That's so random.
And it is Expos too. Like, yeah, that's random. 3 players have played for at least A's, Expos, Rockies, Walton, Jeff Parrott, and Scott Service. No, not that Scott Service.
Oh,
Not that one. There is another Scott Service.
how is there more than one Scott Service?
Because baseball, Susie, baseball. Because baseball, and it's spelled like the actual service, not like the French spelling.
Oh, it's
like the
okay.
English.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's weird. Baseball's so weird.
And we love it. We love how weird it is. Have the Rockies ever had a coach whose birthday is on Christmas? You're gonna get this wrong. I know it.
I'm gonna stick with I'm gonna say no because like not a lot of people are born on Christmas.
Got it. You got it. That's right. Now the closest is Mooney. Aaron.
I was gonna say Mooney has a Christmas time birthday. I know that, but I don't know what day.
That's right. Yeah, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve. So that's awesome. For anyone who doesn't know Aaron Munoz, we see him every day at the ballpark. Rockies bullpen catcher. He's a major league operations assistant, an occasional translator. He will do that.
He's great at translating. That's a skill.
Yeah. He played ball. I can't remember. I wrote something about this at last year's All-Star game. He's kind of like friendly with Aaron Judge. Like they played ball against each other. I don't know if it was in the minors or when they were in college, but they are familiar with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Was drafted Munoz by the Blue Jays in 2011, played in parts of 4 seasons. Rockies signed him before the 2015 season, but he was released and almost immediately became a bullpen catcher and coach with the Rockies. And this season will be his 8th year with the organization.
Oh my gosh. Well, happy belated birthday, Mooney.
Yeah. All right. Finally, have the Rockies ever made a transaction on Christmas?
No, you can't work on Christmas. No, that's just ridiculous.
You just went 2 out of 3. You got it. Correct. They've never done it.
All I said was no to all of them.
It's true.
It's like,
but
no way. That's stupid.
You won. All right. I want to get through this as quickly as possible.
Oh, yeah. Because we gotta get those Broncos on air.
2019, Chris Owings on a minor league deal. Very nice. They traded Matt Lindstrom on December 23rd in 2010 to Houston. Do you know the story of CC Lee?
No.
All right. Or actually, I shouldn't say. This is a story for another time, but 2016 they did that. And then 2 days after Christmas, they signed Raul Lopez, a 17-year-old international amateur free agent. They also signed Wade Davis back in 2017 on December 29th, but we should probably forget that. So
yes, let's just choose to selectively forget it.
We will conveniently forget it. Susie, any predictions about who the next coach of the Denver Broncos is? Because that's what's going to be going down on the DNVR Sports Network for the next week. Is it going to be Deion Sanders? Are you going to take that one?
He's going to do double duty.
Well, I think he's just going to parlay it. He's just, Broncos will buy him out of the deal at CU. Will it be Bud Black?
Honestly, it could be.
Will it be Greg Fiesel? He's got a football background.
Honestly, throw Ryan McMahon in there. He's got a football background too.
Yes. I mean, he's got an in. His brother, TJ McMahon, plays for Rice. That could go down. I'm going to throw in a dark horse and say Ryan Koenigsberg. I think Ryan Koenigsberg deserves a shot. He's got some ideas.
He's been coaching from his position already. He's got a lot of good ideas. I'm all for RK. Look!
If the Dolphins can go ahead and pick up a Smoky Hill graduate there in Aurora, boom! I mean, you might as well have another Denver coach. So, let us know who you think the next coach of the Denver Broncos should be, because again, even though the Rockies continually have a better record than the Broncos and are always better than the Broncos, You wouldn't know it, but you would if you hit us up at DNVR_Rockies on Twitter. At Patrick D. Lyons is where I'm at on Twitter.
And you can find me at the Susie Hunter on all platforms.
We got so much momentum for the rest of this week, Susie, but you know what they say about momentum.
What did they say?
It's only as good as your next show. So we will talk to you tomorrow at 11 a.m. on the DNVR Sports channel on YouTube.